So, listen to this tea, Prince William? He's done playing nice. Behind those glittering palace walls, there's no peace talk anymore. No soft whispers of reconciliation. No carefully polished press statements pretending that the royal family is united. Nope. What's brewing now is a storm. And Harry is the target right in the middle of it. William, they say, is quietly shaping a whole new future for the crown. But guess who's not in that vision? His own brother. And before you think it's just about Harry's Netflix deals, the Oprah interview, or that explosive book, Spare, let me stop you. The roots of this mess go way deeper, right back to Meghan Markle's very first moment under the royal spotlight. Remember the royal wedding? Oh yes, the one sold as this revolutionary modern fairy tale. The world was buzzing. An American actress marrying into the most ancient, tradition-soaked family in Britain. People were cheering, clapping, smiling, calling it history in the making. But then, blink and you might have missed it, came a tiny moment that insiders say changed everything. Meghan and Harry walked straight past the Queen without stopping. No curtsy, nothing. Now, in the real world, maybe people would shrug that off. But in royal life? Oh, that's a crime scene. Curtsying to the Queen isn't just politeness. It's a statement. It's saying, I see you, I respect you, I accept this weight on my shoulders. Meghan, the polished actress who knows how to hit her marks, skipped it. Just like that. And inside the palace, no one for a second believed it was an accident. Do you know how rehearsed that wedding was? Every detail scripted like a Hollywood production. Every gesture, every pause, choreographed. The curtsy moment was planned. But Meghan, she cut it out. And William, watching it all, saw something chilling. To him, this wasn't nerves. This was a woman who never planned to play by the rules from the very beginning. And that's where the first deep crack split open. Because if Meghan couldn't honor tradition on that day, their wedding day in front of the world, then what else was she willing to toss aside behind closed doors? But it didn't just end with Meghan. No, for William, this also fell on Harry. Because Harry stood right there, saw it, and said nothing. His bride skipped allegiance to the Queen, and he let it slide. That moment told William everything. In his eyes, Harry had chosen Meghan's rules over the crown's. From that point on, every move Harry and Meghan made, ditching the UK, running to California, signing flashy multi-million-dollar media deals, spilling family secrets to Oprah, Netflix, Spotify, and memoirs, just confirmed what William already believed. Harry and Meghan were gone, out of the monarchy for good, and there was no turning back. Fast forward to today, and whispers of reconciliation, please, dead before they even start. Sure, people say Harry wants back in, maybe not officially, but at least some kind of personal connection. They say he's been trying to patch things up with King Charles, inch by inch. But William? Oh, William's not buying it, not one bit. Reports claim William is now pushing for a plan to cut Harry out completely, not just unofficially, not just a little distance. A full royal divorce. He's demanding titles gone, privileges stripped, doors bolted shut, for good. And listen, Harry isn't just Harry anymore. He's a package deal. Meghan, the kids, the California lifestyle, the podcasting, the Netflix cameras, all of it. And for William, that's the nightmare. He doesn't just see Harry as a brother with issues, he sees Harry and Meghan as a ticking time bomb, a security risk, a reputational disaster waiting to explode again and again. William's biggest problem? Meghan herself. In his eyes, she's not some misunderstood outsider. She's the woman who never curtsied, who broke protocols and then weaponized her royal experience for profit and attention. To William, she's not just an in-law, she's a direct threat to everything the monarchy is meant to protect. Think back to her wedding dress. Most royal brides have their gowns reviewed by the Queen herself, a gesture of respect. But Meghan? Nope. She kept it under wraps. Queen Elizabeth reportedly never saw it before Meghan walked down that aisle. That single choice rocked the palace. It wasn't about fashion, it was about trust, about saying, I'll play my game, not yours. And then came the bombshell Oprah interview, the Spotify drama, the Netflix documentary, and Harry's memoir Spare. For William, it all paints one big picture. Drama over duty, spotlight over silence, personal gain over family unity. And worst of all, Harry allowed every bit of it. If Harry's let back in, even a little, William knows Meghan comes too. That's why this isn't about forgiveness anymore. It's about risk management. The senior royals aren't planning heart-to-hearts or family therapy sessions. They're preparing for survival. Rumor says a private gathering is coming soon. Just King Charles, Queen Camilla, William and Catherine. No media, no staff, no distractions. And at that table, the monarchy's future will be redrawn. At the center of it all, Harry. And William's voice is unshakable. Strip them, cut them off, shut the door, lock it, and throw away the key. It sounds brutal, maybe even vengeful, but inside those palace walls, they call it survival. William envisions a slimmed-down monarchy, a tighter ship, a family with no weak spots. Harry, Meghan, and their kids? Uncertainty personified. A liability. But wait, here's the twist. Not everyone in that room agrees. Catherine, William's rock, his partner in everything, is reportedly torn. She backs him. Of course she does. Her instincts? They lean softer. Catherine has always been the quiet peacemaker, the one who gently tries to stitch this broken family back together. She's worried. She reportedly fears that cutting Harry off completely could be the biggest regret of their lives, because once those titles are gone, once those doors slam shut, there's no way back. And her heart aches at what that might mean. For William, for Harry, for the brothers' children, for the monarchy's image as a family. Still, Catherine knows what's at stake. Harry isn't just calling his father out of love. He's working hard to claw back some kind of royal legitimacy, whether it's flying in for charity appearances, angling for private meetings with Charles, or nudging his way back into the spotlight. But here's the issue. Nobody in the palace trusts him. Not anymore. Is Harry driven by guilt, nostalgia, or is it strategy? Some calculated move to stay relevant and profitable. That's why the royals are nervous. They know with Harry, nothing stays private. Every phone call, every glance, every meeting could end up splashed across headlines, Netflix scripts, or the pages of another book. Trust? Gone. And now, with Balmoral looming, the tension is boiling over. On the surface, it looks like a cozy royal retreat, but behind those closed doors, the battle lines are being drawn. William wants clarity, no blurred boundaries, no halfway ties. He's fighting for the monarchy's survival, and in his eyes, that fight begins with erasing Harry from the royal equation once and for all. And here's where things get even juicier. Timing. Oh yes, because Harry's got a trip to London lined up for the Wellchild Awards on September 8th. Insiders say he's desperate, eager to land a meeting with King Charles while he's on British soil. But guess what? The palace schedule is jam-packed. His name, nowhere on the list, not even close. And just days later, Balmoral awaits, the royal retreat where Charles, Camilla, William, and Catherine will sit in private and decide the monarchy's fate. While Harry's out there hoping for a moment with his father, the senior royals are already planning their chess moves without him. Coincidence? Please. To palace watchers, it's a signal so loud it's deafening. We don't have time for you anymore. Behind the scenes, royal aides are panicking about Harry's visit. But not for the reason you'd think. They're not scared of what he might say in private. They're terrified of what he'll spill afterward. Because if there's one thing the royals have learned, it's that nothing stays behind closed doors with Harry anymore. One chat, one glance, one quick meeting, it can all morph into a headline, a Netflix storyline, or worse, the next chapter of another tell-all memoir. And honestly, can you blame them? Look at the record. Every time there's been contact, somehow, some way, it ends up in the public. And now, trust is in ruins. That's why palace insiders are urging caution. No scraps of narrative for Harry to twist. No little crumbs he can spin into sympathy. Total blackout. But here's the emotional weight nobody talks about. Catherine, Kate, the quiet force who's been watching all this unfold, is said to be deeply worried. For her, this isn't just politics. It's heartbreak. She's seen William harden over the years, growing more certain, more unmovable. She respects it, of course. She knows he's fighting for the crown's survival. But privately, she fears what this coldness could mean for the brothers in years to come. Because let's face it, once you slam a door that hard, you can't just pry it open later. And Catherine, she knows that better than anyone. She reportedly lies awake wondering what happens if William regrets this someday. What happens if Harry regrets it too? What happens to the children, who may grow up not even knowing each other as cousins? That thought, they say, weighs heavily on her heart. And here's the kicker: Meghan. Catherine isn't naive. She knows Meghan will never return to the UK in any real way. That bridge, burned to ashes. But Harry? That's different. Catherine believes that deep down, Harry might one day feel the crushing weight of his decisions. And when that happens? If the door's locked forever, the regret could eat both brothers alive. And let's not forget, Harry is already starting to feel it. Sources whisper he's waking up to a brutal reality. His kids are growing up cut off. They don't know their cousins, they don't appear at royal events, they're invisible in the family rhythm. For a man raised in that world, raised with the pomp, the duty, the traditions, losing that connection for his children, that's a sting like no other. It's hitting him harder than anyone thought it would. Is that fueling his sudden push for reconciliation? Or is it just adding to his frustration? Nobody knows for sure. But one thing is crystal clear. Harry is finally starting to feel the cold exile in a way he never did before. And what about King Charles? Oh, poor Charles, he's stuck in the middle of a brutal balancing act. On one side, there's the instinct of a father, the part of him that wants family unity, even if it's messy, awkward, and painful. On the other side, the demand of a monarch to shield the institution, modernize, and strip away every risk. Insiders believe Charles will ultimately fold to William's judgment. Because let's be real, Charles isn't the future of the crown. William is. And if William is adamant, if William says Harry must be pushed aside decide for the monarchy to endure, Charles won't stand in the way, and that's the harsh reality. William has always understood that you can't just accept Harry. You accept Meghan, you accept their baggage, you accept the drama, the Netflix cameras, the memoirs, the interviews. And William, he's not willing to gamble the future of the crown on that. Not anymore. This isn't about brotherly love gone wrong. It's structural. William is building a monarchy meant to last into the next generation. He doesn't want half-healed wounds, messy compromises, or blurred boundaries. He wants clarity, and clarity in his eyes means one thing: Harry is out. And so, as the royals prepare for Balmoral, the stakes couldn't be higher. It looks like a family getaway, but make no mistake, the future of the monarchy is on the table. The atmosphere? Ice cold. William is demanding bold moves. Catherine is quietly pleading for caution. Charles is weighing survival against sentiment. And Harry? He's pacing in California, desperate for one more shot, one more conversation, one more opening. But the truth, that opening may already be gone, because William's most powerful move yet isn't just about cutting ties, it's about rewriting the monarchy itself. No half measures, no olive branches, just a clean break. And for Harry and Meghan, that could mean their royal story is truly, finally over.